Okay, 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 okay. Let's get it started. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another edition of This Is Recorded podcast. Welcome to the greatest game on earth. Uh, Basketball, man. Basketball is my favorite sport. Basketball is the thing I love. Basketball is everything, and this podcast is everything. I want to come to you and I want to do great things and I want to make great things, and I got to push myself. I was nervous to come out of here, bring all my equipment. I was nervous to do this, but when you want something, you go after it. So everybody go after it, man. Basketball is my favorite sport. It's crazy because I started out just like in, the regular, wrestling when I was younger. Basketball didn't come into my life. It was like the last sport besides football that I liked or really played. Really played. I loved football as I got in high school, but that dream was over. Basketball, man, is everything. It's so crazy that I just love the game and I love the atmosphere so much. And I remember that my aunt, man, she lived in New York and we used to go visit from New Jersey. And we used to just love the energy of watching the game, not thinking that it's only like 30 minutes away or so. We really just love the game. We love basketball and we love the enjoyment of just watching it together. We love the togetherness. That's why family is so important. When you have a good one, when you got good camaraderie with your family, keep that going and keep that energy going, man. And the Knicks were just amazing at the time, and we was just excited. And I would go past the Garden because I had to come in from New Jersey, so I went past where the Knicks played, not even realizing that. I mean, hey, we could possibly go to the game, if we really, wanted to. But the love of just being with family and everything was just it. That was everything. So I really enjoyed that, man. And how y'all doing? I hope all is well, man. I'm doing well in my fantasy. I don't want to say too much, man, because it might jinx me. When I talk trash, it usually jinx me, so I'm not going to say too much. Man, life is just going well, and life is great, definitely, because Hocus Pocus just came out for all you Halloween people out there. I love the Halloween season, the dressing up, everybody having a good time. I love anything where everybody's involved, everybody's having a good time, where it's not just a singular thing. Like birthdays is cool because it is a day to celebrate you. It's your own special day, but I love when everybody gets to come together and celebrate you as a person, man. And Hocus Pocus 2 is out today, so for anybody that loves Hocus Pocus, I've always liked that movie, but I'm realizing I didn't see a lot of movies all the way through because we had cable. We wasn't broke boys, so we had cable. And I used to watch a lot of stuff on HBO and Cinemax, and I would watch it where it was at. But Hocus Pocus is one I seen, and I don't know when I seen it or where I seen it, man. But Hocus Pocus 2 looks like it's going to be interesting. I hope it is. What's your favorite Halloween movie? Like I said before, my favorite Halloween series is Michael Myers, the Halloween whole series and everything. That is my favorite. Absolutely, man. It's a beautiful day out. The sun is shining. It's supposed to be a little bit cold, but it feels great, man. I just love everything, man. I just love the people. I'm in the atmosphere. I keep looking around, you know what I'm saying? Because it's, it's a little bit of the hood behind me. But what I realize is that, man, when you amongst your people, nobody's really worried about you. They see that I'm doing something, and you shouldn't be scared of your people. You should embrace it. If something's going to happen, it's going to happen. But you should do what you love. You should push yourself like I'm pushing myself. And I'm doing this. Also, YouTube, if you listen to the podcast first, YouTube, I got a nice backdrop, nice scenery for you. But like I said, man, they always talk about you go back to your hood and they do something to you, but I'm a firm believer that your life story is written. All the things that's going to happen to you is already written. So if you think you're avoiding certain things, it just wasn't that time yet. It was just like, you lived and it wasn't your time. So live your life with purpose, live your life doing things, but always push forward. Always push to get better. Always push to be a better person than you were yesterday. Like, that should be the goal for all of us. Just to be better than we were yesterday. That's it. Simply just be better. I mean, that's pretty much it, man. This is a little awkward for me being outside and by myself, but man, I love this podcast game. I hope I can inspire you to get in those awkward positions and put yourself out there and try new ideas and get excited, man. It does something for me mentally to know that I have something to do every day. You know, like looking forward, I have something to look forward to every day. And doing this, I've always wanted to do this. I had this idea for a couple months now, and I finally did it. But, you know, and I love games. I love basketball. Like I said, it's my favorite sport. And what I know that life is a game. And it's a game that you got to play to win. And I'm realizing the more and more with life and the different things is that you have to know the rules. You have to know it's going to be ups, it's going to be downs, it's going to be in-betweens. You got to know if you just work a job, you might not get that much money. But if you could go to YouTube University or something like that and learn some different things, you might not need that much money to get started. Or if you take free opportunities or if you barter to get things in return, you can get what you really want and you can be what you really want to be and you can make things happen for yourself. But you got to really want it. You really got to go after it, and you got to understand this wins and losses. You know, sports is a great thing, they say, for young kids because it teach them that it's wins and losses. And I mean, in life, we know there's wins and losses in everything. You're going to have some great days. You're going to go on a long winning streak, and then you might end up losing. You might end up losing everything, you know. But you got to know that, hey, I'm okay with that. I tried. We gave it all. Maybe I missed on a last-second shot. I worked real hard, and I missed. You know, I was watching a Laker documentary, and Kobe and them, they were working real hard, and they were getting close, but then they miss, and then they mess around and three-peat. But Kobe, you also got to, you know, take those shots, man. Kobe airballed shots in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? He airballed in the playoffs. He just felt it, and it just wasn't his time. And you have to understand that sometimes it's just not your time. And you got to embrace this game of life. You know, you got to play to win. You can't play scared. You can't play timid. When you think about a shot, your shot going to get blocked. When you think about running with the ball in football before you catch it, it's not going to work. And all these things are metaphors for life. You got to kind of calm yourself down. You got to get in your zone. Phil Jackson, they said in the documentary, used to have them meditate. You know, go to your calm place when everything is chaotic. You're down by 10 or something like that. You just got to keep going. And in this game of life, you got to know the moves. Like, I love mental games like chess. You know, chess, like, you have to think steps ahead. And your opponent is thinking the same way. But you have to know that, like, look, I got a strategy. I'm going to stick to the strategy. But also, you got to live life on offense. You know, I'm learning playing chess, like if you play defensively, the computer is so skilled that they can tell, like, oh, he's not ready. He's scared. He's timid. So they know, like, hey, we're just going to, you know, keep messing with him. We're just going to let him move around and think that he's doing something he's not. I'm always getting beat by the computer, but I love the game because it's a mental game. I like games and different things that keep my mind fresh, that keep me going, you know, because life is mental. You want to keep your mind sharp and your mind good. And I always say, God forbid if anything happens to my mind, like dementia or something like that, God forbid. Just allow me to be funny. Let me be me. Let me always entertain people. Let me always lead with love, make people happy, make people smile, even in my down moments. You know, I would want that. But this mental game of life is... it's progressive. It's always changing. You know, they have the three-point line, and they have people make threes, people change, and people adjust. And I'm learning that when you have situations in your life and, you know, you're trying to figure out, like, why is this happening or why is it ain't going a certain way, you have to understand the game of life. And the game of life is that it always changes. You have to understand the rules. You can't be mad at, like, it shouldn't be like that. I think of music, the record contracts and this and that. Okay, well, you got to sign a certain deal. You got to make sure maybe it's a short term. You got to tweak it. You got to play the game, and the game is a give and take. That's a game. It's a give and take. It's wins and losses. Barely ever have draws. It's one or the other. And in life, I learned, you know, to be black and white is a great thing as well. You need to learn that it's a yes or a no in life. You know, when you have to make tough decisions or have thoughts or whatever, it's a yes or a no. It's not really that hard, you know. And I learned also too, like if you feel like something fishy or something's off, 9 times out of 10 it's off. But also in life, when you feel like, oh well, you feel like a situation, something's not right, if you have to doubt it, it's most likely true. And I hate that, especially for people in relationships, because they be in relationships that they know is bad and they hate it, but they just stay in it. But if you ask yourself that yes or no, you understand that, hey, it's no, this relationship is not going good. Hey, is this job going to get me where I need to be? No. Hey, is this, do I need to do better things? Do I need to work harder? Yes. Do I need to eat different? Yes. Life is yes or no. And life is that game, the beautiful game of wins and losses, man. But you have to play to win. And you have to, and life is a thing too in basketball. It's like I have to be at this court early, and I got to get it in when nobody's getting in. I got to find creative ways where there's no court. I have to keep going. In life, you can't just sit around and wait and think something's going to happen. You have to go make it happen. Like I said, you play on offense. If we play a game of basketball right now and we only got to score 1 point, how do you score 1 point? On defense or offense? On offense, you score the point because you have to go after it. You may get a block and you may get a putback, but that's by chance. Shout out to Lil Duke. I watched something called Money Explained. Man, it talked about gambling, and they said it's a little bit about chance with certain things, but like blackjack and poker and chess is really about skill. You have to be skilled at figuring out things, figuring out moves, figuring out what's the next person doing. I don't know how to play poker, well, I would have learned and stuff. Figure out if somebody is bluffing you in life. That's why I love games. That's why I wanted to come out here, and it felt good. The sun is shining on me. Everything's beautiful. It's peaceful. Nobody's bothering me. My beautiful black people are out here. We living. We not getting caught up in all the negative drama and stuff in the world and how it's crazy and how sick it is. We out here, man. We doing something. I mean, of course, you come out early. You don't want to interrupt nobody's game. But if you're doing something positive in your life, go for it. Push yourself. Take that risk. Go put yourself. Be vulnerable. And all the greats have got that way. All the greats that I love, the Jay-Z's, the Beyoncé's, the J. Cole's, just talking to my good brother G. Merrick about it, they never blew up fast. It took time. And that's what this podcast and that's what your life is possibly doing as well. It's going to take time. But like I just said, you can't just wait around and think some shit is going to happen. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the hours. You have to put in the grind. And you have to, most of all, have the mental capacity to believe that you can do it and that you can make it happen. And that's what I'm doing here at This Is Recorded. I'm playing the game of life, and I'm playing on offense. For a long time, I was on defense. I'm on offense now, man. I'm going to go for most improved player this year, man, in the podcast game. That's what I'm going for, man. You have to go for it, man. And, you have to just, better yourself. Let me get my notes here. Start on that idea, man, and do what you love. Don't sit around, don't hesitate, don't wait. You have to go for it. You have to really go for it. I'm talking to you today. Go for it. And then, I have a badass book on how you're a badass. And what the thing about it is that it has a lot of things about if you take tiny steps toward your goal, it's always better. Me, when I worked out or did this or did that, I always wanted to take super big steps and go real hard and try to be jacked in one day. It doesn't work like that. It takes time. It takes progression. It takes patience. You have to do things slowly. But if you get couple little steps, it's the snowball effect. It starts as a little snowball, but those little things start to add up over time and become something big. I'm learning that with just doing this every day. I'm getting better at talking. A little bit nervous today. Thank you for staying with me because it's vulnerable and I'm out here, but it feels great. I feel comfortable. I feel right at home right now at this moment. And I'm just doing things to make myself better, and I'm doing it and I'm learning from it. I'm progressing. I'm making it happen, and it feels great. It feels absolutely amazing. And I don't want to stop. I really love this, just like I love basketball. It's something about having a basketball. I was never great at basketball. I was good enough, and I like to get people involved. I like to assist, and I like to shoot or something like that. But it's just always having a good time. I never really cared. Usually when I play with the kids or something like that, I'll take the kid that they say a scrub, and I like to play with them and try to give them that confidence and pour into them. I like to pour into people to make them believe that they can do better and that they are better, man. And I believe that you are better, and I believe that you could do better. And speaking of better, we got them October list. And the thing is, like, shout out to Lil Duke. He had the October idea of the 30-day grind, because it takes 30 days to make a habit of something. So I hope you guys can start on your list when you watch this or whatever. 30 days. I mean, it'll be October 2nd when I put this out, but it's still early to make these lists, to make these things, to keep going. And what it is that we're going to get on this grind, and we're going to set out a list of things we're going to try to do for 30 days religiously. And I keep seeing this word discipline. I've been searching for discipline my whole life. I'm disciplined in certain things, and, going to work, being a faithful husband, things like that. But that seems like things that's like a moral compass. You should be doing these things. That's kind of like mandatory. But it's if you want to get to the next level, you have to be disciplined in your eating, your editing, your podcast, different things like that. And I want to be disciplined in that. Like, I've always wanted to work out and be certain discipline. And I had it for a little while. The pandemic, different things, lost it. Eating is a real thing that I struggle with. Like, I eat a lot of stuff. All my levels are borderline. When I went to the hospital, get my levels checked in May, they're borderline. So it's like, hey, Reg, you know what to do. And I really have this thought in my head I'll share with you guys, is that, like, the way my life is going is that I feel like the Most High puts it on me. Like, look, it could go either this way or that way. It's up to you. But I can do something really bad that you have to get your health in check, or you can be progressive and do it on your own. I'm only getting older. I'm not getting younger. I'm not rewinding. So this time, I want to get to 145. I'm 156 right now. I want to get to that, see what I look like. I was 135 when I moved here 15 years ago or so. That was too skinny. I had like a little baby neck. That was weird. But I want to do certain things, and I'm going to do it, man. Hold me accountable. This is recorded. Every week, get in those comments, send me a text, whatever, DM, say, hey, man, how you going, and how's your progression? You can do it, Rez. Give me that motivation. Let me give you that motivation. Do it today. Do that business, what you want to do as far as to get your health in order, whatever, be more positive. That's one thing, or conquering your mind, or, things like that. I have negative thoughts. I've been through some traumatic things where my thoughts become negative, and stuff like that. So, so it's just like getting those out, getting those things out. And I want to do that. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to make that happen. But here's my list. Here we go. Number 1, only positive speech. Sometimes I can be negative. Yeah, this guy that's trying to be your motivational speaker sometimes can be negative in my mind. My wife tells me it's really not that deep. But I feel like that, so that's my own personal thing. Only sweets twice a week. My sugar is like, you like pre-diabetic, dog. You better chill out. Sweets 3 times a week. Work out 3 days out the week. And one thing, read 100 pages a week. Film the podcast by Friday, so that's why it gives me time to edit and do different things like that. Do creative date nights. Invest in stock every Friday. Eat out only twice a week. We all could relate to that. And bless someone every 2 weeks. Do something for somebody else, whether we all could get on that, whether it's a call, but most of all, like, sometimes spending time, that personal time is everything. It's life changing. I love nothing more when I'm around my nieces and nephews to surprise them and do different things for them that is going to be like life change, something that they're going to remember. A lot of us as kids remember certain things that we did, or certain things that was so cool that we remember for our whole lives. I want to be a big part of that. You're not going to remember financially or gift different things people gave you. You're going to remember the time that was spent. You're gonna remember the things that you were doing. You know, you're gonna remember like the love that somebody gave you, the belief in, you know, yourself that somebody gave you. You're gonna remember those things. So do that. Like last night, man, I got a fresh cut. Let me show y'all. Fresh cut, man. I was woofing for a while. I know y'all see me. Shout out my brother G Merrick, man. Another thing in the game called life, it's $30 now to get a cut. Or you could go to your boy G Merrick that learned how to cut in the quarantine and is great at everything he does, man. G Merrick, we working soon. I know you working. I know you growing on yourself, man. So I said, look, I could go to my boy. I wear a hat most of the time anyway, but I had confidence and I knew he can do it. And my boy, he didn't do bad. I don't think he did bad, but you know, I went over there. He hooked me up, man. We had a good time just talking. And when we just was there, man, I felt the love and I seen the love amongst his family, the togetherness, everybody chilling, hanging out. And then talking, you know, nobody was really on their phone like that. They were just talking, hanging out. They was gonna watch a movie. Maybe they'll watch Hocus Pocus today or something like that. But they were just happy to be together, happy to be in love with each other as a family. And then they got pictures all around the kids as they grew up, and I've been around since before they was born. So it's just amazing to see. And this life is amazing. Surround yourself with good people, get them relationships decent, you know, with people you may agree with, you know, balance them out, live your life, be happy. It's been another edition of This Is Recorded. I speak it to existence that you get these lists together. And right now I'm gonna attempt to do something for your boy, see if I still got, make a little shotty shot. I got a ring on and all of that, so you know, bear with me. Let me go. Should I go to my spot? We're almost there. Oh, I hope y'all can still hear me. Should I go? And this is recorded.